came to be on this podcast? What came? What came, Billy? What came? What came, Billy?
What's up, everybody? You're listening to yet another edition of Cocaine Willie. This is our listener question, part 2 of our season finale for season 2 of Cocaine Willie. And we've got a lot of questions, most of which came from Scott Wildcat from Bosco's Boys. Shout out to Scott from Bosco's Boys. But gentlemen, let's just get into it. This is the only thing we're doing for this episode. So I'm going to kick it off with Scott Wildcat, and he's got a million different questions here. But his first one, what is your way too early top 5 in football for the Big 12 in 2024? Rank your teams.
Okay. Is this just a free-for-all?
Chef, go first if you're ready.
Okay. I think
whoever's ready goes first.
Okay, I think number 1 is K-State. I think it's a close one. I think 2 or 1B, however you want to say it, is Utah. I think Utah is going to be tough, rising. I think we're not giving them enough credit. 3 will be Arizona. I think even with the coaching change, I think they're still going to be a tough little squad. They have a dynamic quarterback, dynamic receiver. I think 4, now stay with me, I think 4 is going to be KU. I don't know if that's pushing it. I think they're going to be tough. They're going to be a tough little team. They're going to be salty. And then 5, I want to say Iowa State. But I think their defense is not going to be as good as it was last year. I think that's going to put them down. But I'm going to still stick with Iowa State. I think I'm going to stick with Iowa State. Even with Oklahoma State in the conference, coming off of a Big 12 championship berth, I'm going to stick with Iowa State as my 5th.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's interesting to me. So I'm going to go top 5. So that means I have to pick K-State 1 or 2. I'm going to not be the fan dumb, and I'm going to pick Utah at 1, K-State at 2, Arizona at 3. You didn't even mention UCF. I think UCF is going to have a very good season.
You're right. And I did pick them as my early dark horse for Big 12 championship, at least playing in it. So I'm going to rescind my 4. I'm going to put KU at 5, and I'm putting UCF at 4. Wow. You're right. I apologize, Matt. You've enlightened me.
Okay. As always. So I'm going to pick UCF, and then I will pick Oklahoma State 5th. My thing with KU, and I do think that this is a valid concern, is how their offense is going to run with a new offensive coordinator. I do wonder, and then as well as, can Jalen Daniels not be injured for more than 3 seconds? That will be the other kicker. But I do think the offensive coordinator is the key thing at KU that's going to keep them from contending. But I am going to pick Utah first. I think Utah is going to come in and they're going to have a really good season, but we will beat them in the Big 12 championship game.
So both of you are predicting K-State Utah Big 12 championship game.
Not necessarily.
You picked.
I don't
pick them second.
I didn't know we were doing standings. I'm just going power ranking. That's what I say. Power ranking. I don't necessarily think I don't even know what Utah's schedule looks like. And I've got my hands going Donald Trump style. So, I really don't know.
Hey, they host Baylor for a non-conference game.
I think K-State will be in it. I don't know if Utah will be in it. I don't know.
Okay.
I was just going power rankings. If I have to look at schedules and all kinds of wonky stuff to
Okay.
see where.
Fair enough. Well, we will do like a schedule matrix prediction episode at some point this offseason then. I think that'll be fun. Excuse me. God, I'm still sick.
Lord.
My top 5. K-State, number
Yeah.
1. Utah, number 2. Oklahoma State, number 3, because they always find a way. They always find a way to be in that top 3 conversation every single year. I'm gonna stop doubting Mike Gundy at this point.
Mhm.
Number 4, the Buffs, Colorado. I think
Holy
Deion
fucking
figures it out.
way. No
Deion
fucking
figures it
way.
out, and Shador is going to be a
No
top
way.
pick in the draft next year. My number 5, the Kansas Jayhawks
Obviously,
with Glass Boy.
this drug in that water supply you are drinking every day.
You want some drugs? I got some drugs right here.
Okay, stop. There's no
They're
way.
legal though.
There's no way. We're done though.
All right. Question number 2. What is your everyday sneaker or casual shoe?
For me, I'm going. Can I have a top 3?
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
There's no
Crocs
rules.
number 1. Crocs number 1.
Okay, we're
Dog.
done. We're done.
Dog.
You've already said Crocs. Oh my
Dog.
God. No way.
Dog.
Got that dog in him. He got that. He knows. He knows.
They were a
so-
customer of mine. I have an excuse.
Why do you need an excuse? Why do you need an excuse? Crocs are legit.
They look ugly as sin.
Okay, millennial. All
Right.
the Zoomers wear Crocs unironically now.
Crocs are my
Fashion.
number 1. What? I'm gonna go Air Max 270s for my second shoe, and then we'll do high top Vans, black with white stripe.
My guy with the black high top Vans have the
Mhm.
same thing.
God, you guys are
Very
so
so.
weird. I have
You're
one
cut from the
pair-
same cloth.
I have one pair of Nike Roshis. They're white. If anybody has seen me at a K-State game, I probably wear them, and I clean those suckers once a week. Those are my everyday sneaker casual shoe. I wear them on site to clients, but I did just purchase a pair of On Roger Federers that look pretty sick, all white. So we're going to see how those look. Maybe they'll be my casual shoe. Here we go.
Love that. Love that.
So I work in a very, very casual environment. My going to work shoe and I'm going out for a date night. I'm going to work. I'm going to hang out with a friend. I've got the Nike Kill Shot 2s. Those
Okay.
things are sick. Fucking love
Okay.
those things. I'm just fucking around the house. Crocs for sure. I am also a big fan. We have a lot of cold weather here where I live. I have these slip-on LL Bean snow boots that are they look like moon boots, but they got kind of a southwestern kind of vibe to them. This is a nice little design on it. It's very, very cool. And they are fantastic, incredibly comfortable, great in the snow, waterproof. 10 out of 10 recommend LL Bean boots for that. But
LL Bean.
big
would've
bean,
never
big bean boot fan. Big bean boot fan.
Jason Bean.
Clicking Bean.
Should K-State go bare bones on all but one non-revenue sport investment and pile everything into one program, or do what they're currently doing? I think the thought process here is should K-State go all in on baseball or equestrian?
Women's soccer.
Mm-mm.
No?
No.
No, I don't think so.
But then
I
you're
w-
not average to above average in everything else, I think is the thought process.
But
here
what if I enjoy the fact that we're above average in every sport and we never will win a national championship? I mean, you're not guaranteed that if you go all out on one sport that you're going to win a natty. Like the parity in those sports, I feel like, other than like softball, which we're not in, the parity in those sports is just so like high. It's going to be based on luck.
I mean, if you could obviously bring a sport to K-State where I mean, obviously a sport that we don't have, and just go all in on it. I would go all in on, obviously hockey would be up there. College
Men's
hockey is
hockey.
fun. But I would enjoy wrestling too.
Wrestling.
I think wrestling tournaments well, probably not in Bramlage, but
Do it in a Hearn.
yeah, wherever they would do it, in the Olympic Training Center, in the what's the volleyball center called? What is that called? The
morgue.
The morgue.
The morgue. If you did a wrestling tournament in the morgue, that would be hilarious. But yeah, I'll go all in on wrestling. A big Iowa State rivalry would be renewed there. I think that would be really fun. I would go all in on wrestling. Bump everything else down and try to win a natty in wrestling. That would be awesome. You wouldn't do it, but I mean,
look, wrestling is a sport.
Penn State would have something to say.
I do think that is. I think that and softball are two sports that K-State is kind of missing out on. I mean, admittingly, if the Big 12 had ice hockey, that would be sick. But there's no way that that's actually going to happen.
That would be incredible.
It would be insane. I mean, what conference would you be in? What conference would you go to?
Whatever.
The Big 10, right?
Well, yeah, whatever conference DU is in, because DU out here.
Oh
is,
yeah.
The Pios are fucking elite.
Arizona State. They got ice hockey.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
They
share.
The Coyotes have been playing there.
They share Mullet Arena with the Coyotes. Mullet
You're
Arena,
serious?
the most appropriately named ice hockey arena.
Yo, look
That's
at this.
crazy.
Look at this Blue Jackets fan who doesn't know anything.
I didn't know that.
DU's in the NCHC, which has University of Denver, Colorado College, Miami of Ohio, Minnesota Duluth, Nebraska Omaha, North Dakota, St. Cloud State, and Western Michigan.
Yeah, we got
and a
this.
future member of that conference is Arizona State.
Yeah, we got this.
Oh, we would rock that conference.
Bramlage Coliseum, the ice hockey capital of Kansas. Who says no?
Who says no? I don't. I say yes. I am all in on ice hockey at K-State. I would probably invest in existing sport. I would say women's soccer would be my go-to answer, strictly because of all the momentum that you have with the NWSL team in Kansas City. You could try to play the whole Kansas and Kansas City is the soccer capital of the U.S. type of thing and take advantage of that. I think that would be a great marketing scheme. And honestly, it's not hard to get players, women's soccer, I don't think, to come play at K-State. It shouldn't be. I think you could easily go all in on that and have that be an important non-revenue sport, so to speak. But yeah, ice hockey would be my go-to. Wrestling, I think, is a great point because KU and K-State don't have wrestling. I don't think Wichita State has wrestling either. So every single Kansas high school wrestling athlete has to go out of state. If they want to play Power 5, so to speak, power conference, they've got to go to Mizzou, Okie State, Iowa State, Iowa, Nebraska, somewhere else. And you're missing out on every single in-state athlete. Some of those kids are probably growing up K-State or KU fans. So you have an opportunity there. You're missing out on a lot. And Kansas is a big high school wrestling state. So I think you could have a lot of opportunity to do well. It's just dumb that you don't.
And just think about all these, heavyweight Kansas athletes that, walk on at K-State to be offensive linemen when they could have full ride scholarships and be a heavyweight at K-State wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah. Two-sport athlete.
Why not?
Who among the gang would be the best wingman?
Oh, I would say,
knowing that Matt and I are the only two that have ever hung out in a wingman situation together.
Yeah, definitely not me. I haven't talked to a girl in a situation like that since 2007. So that is not me at all.
Did I ever wingman for you, Matt? Did that ever happen? I don't know if that ever happened.
No, we don't need to talk about it now, but I mean, look, I know everybody's being really nice, but you can just say me. I get it. I get it. I provide the vibes, the sarcasm, the jokes,
And the fireball.
and the fireball. It just makes sense, right? Like
I mean,
I could wear this out for you. I mean, come on.
we're talking about for Scott, and I love Scott, and I think me and Scott have a bond that I could wingman for him. I mean, pretty easily. He's a sellable item in terms of of a catch. I love Scott, so I could be his wingman no matter what. But if he wants success, you probably don't want to go with me.
Oh, I mean, what was the question? And we could answer that. Do we need to win a rec basketball game?
Then you go with me. You go with me. If we were on the same rec basketball team, I would average 25. If this was the cast of characters that we had, I would average 25 for our team.
I would average 0, 0, and 0.
And 5 fouls.
5 fouls.
Fourth team.
Shout out to
Let's
the Wonder
go.
Boys. I was on the Wonder Boys. Where is a neutral site location you'd like to see K-State men's basketball play a game in the future?
Ooh.
Dallas, Texas, in the American Airlines Center.
Wow. Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado, because I live here.
No, do we know what tournament we're playing in next fall?
I don't know.
Probably don't
What?
deserve one.
Oh,
but-
I'm not saying that, but the fact of the matter is we haven't played Maui since 2013, I think.
Now would be cool.
And or Battle for Atlantis. I don't think we've ever played in Battle for Atlantis.
no.
I mean,
We
those would
also
be-
we've never played in Africa. And
Mm.
Michael Beasley has some
Beasley.
eligibility left. So maybe we
Yeah.
bring him back for a showcase in Africa.
yeah, the Cape Town Arena.
Ooh, but realistically, I would like the Charleston Classic. I don't think they do high major programs there, but Charleston, South Carolina, lovely.
So we should go play in a tournament that doesn't have any higher major programs.
I mean, spoiler alert. Matt's wants to game the net, so that's kind of what it's gonna be.
yeah, I want to game the net. You know what? Neutral site location. I can't wait to play in Mexico City at some point.
Shout
Yeah,
out to
Big 12 Mexico.
Big 12 Mexico.
Big 12 Mexico.
I hope I honestly, I think that would be really fun. A lot of people will probably bag on Mexico, but I hear
Not me.
Mexico City is an incredible city. Maybe we get a chance to play. I don't know, Baylor in Mexico. I mean, is Houston going to play Mexico City every year? Like Arizona. Okay, we'll play Arizona, Mexico City. Who says no? If it
Here's the
doesn't feel like a
deal.
home game.
If you go to Mexico City, you can get some fresh fajitas on the street there.
Shout out to
No,
the
it-
vaginas.
Yeah, flour not. corn.
What about the Battleship? Do they do that still?
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
where they play on like the USS
that's
Arizona.
a
in
classic
Hawaii or
board
something?
game that's played all throughout the country.
What?
Battleship. You said Battleship.
I hate that board game. I'm dominant in it, but that's not my board game.
You can't hate things you're dominant in. Just
I can. Yeah, I absolutely can.
No,
Yeah.
the battleship game, that was weird. They did it on
I
Where
know
was
my-
that? San Diego? Hawaii?
Yeah, I think so.
the last one
No.
they canceled it at the beginning
Was it
because
Michigan State?
the floor was too
Condensation.
wet.
Wasn't it Michigan State or something that was
It's
playing? in it?
always like Michigan State, Duke,
in Florida.
Weird.
Florida.
I'm pretty sure it was Michigan State in Florida. Maybe not. Whatever.
Keontae Johnson playing it? I don't know.
No.
What is the best Reese's product?
Eggs?
Eggs?
Yeah.
You like the eggs?
Oh
I
yeah.
had a Reese's Fast Break for afternoon
Frozen.
snack yesterday.
Reese's only in the freezer.
I do like Reese's Frozen.
Only in the freezer.
Uh, freezer eggs.
Freezer eggs.
No, not
Freezer eggs.
I'm not
trees. or
Oh,
eggs.
trees are eggs.
I thought you said freeze your eggs.
Yeah. It's like I don't
Women
have
should freeze their eggs.
trees or eggs or
Pumpkins.
pumpkins. I like eggs.
I'm going trees if I had to choose of those two.
What about the hearts? They have hearts for Valentine's Day, and if you turn it upside down, it doesn't look like a heart.
Looks like a butt. I think Reese's Pieces are undervalued. I think they're underrated.
Great movie theater snack.
Elite candy.
They suck ass. No.
What are
No,
you
what?
talking about?
Get
No.
out of here.
No.
Get out
no,
of here.
no,
Something's wrong with the boy.
So what do you get when you go to the movie theater?
I don't, because it's overpriced, and I would rather save my money to.
I just went to the movies
investments.
today. Just went to the movies today. Saw Kung Fu Panda 4. I'll give it a 6.
They have 4. There's 4 Kung Fu Panda movies.
It's Jack
This
Black
is-
in all of them too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Get
I
that
give it a
back.
6. I give it a 6.8 out of 10. It was solid. You know, it was just a kids movie.
Skittles
but
are my movie theater candy, or Sour Patch Kids.
I went with trolley worms because the kids went with the ropes, M&Ms, and I can't remember what the other candy was. Skittles.
Those kids definitely had a sugar crash by the end of the night.
They had the crash before we went to the movie.
No
And
wonder why we're taping tonight.
And then they woke up like, let's go, come on. But Reese's Pieces, Reese's Trees, and then fast breaks are good, but it's a lot going on with that.
There is a lot going on with it, but it's good. It's like a once a year candy for me when I'm really feeling like this is gonna be good, and that was 2 days ago for me. So
The reason why I go with trees over eggs is because when you get the Reese's cup, you have that layer of the chocolate where the ridges are, and it's a nice break, you get that, especially when you put them in the freezer. Shout out to Matt in the freezer. But the Reese's Trees, there's so many corners on there that you could just take little bites off of, and then you have a solid strip of peanut butter on there. Man, it's elite of the elite.
Yep. Peanut butter. Peanut butter's the best. Scott asks, we're still with Scott. Scott asks, will I get to slap hands with all of you if I go to the CU game this fall? Yes.
I'm planning on it.
Yes.
Let's go.
All of the above. Next question from Scott. We are halfway through. You get season tickets for free. Are you choosing courtside seats for men's basketball or West Stadium Club for football?
Courtside seats for basketball.
Football.
West
What?
Stadium Club for me.
There's a lot.
You get how many? You get 18 games at home?
There's a lot of pain in that basketball.
Yeah,
A
but
lot of
courtside
pain.
seats, don't they include the food and stuff? So I could just nom on Skittles the whole time. And
What do you
West
think
Stadium
you're getting at
gives
West
you-
Stadium?
Yeah,
A
club.
whole freaking buffet.
yeah, but you
the
get
entire buffet. You get
18
unlimited drinks.
times to do it versus 6. Just quantity over
don't care.
quality, right?
Yeah.
I guess, but we got to also think about your mental health. You get to halfway through that season of the basketball, you're like, I don't even want to go.
Here's the deal, though, too. Football games are twice as long as basketball games are. So,
True.
in theory, if you're
Not
looking at actual minutes and hours, football might actually make more sense.
Okay, your calculation's off, but fine. I respect your opinion.
hold on.
I respect your opinion.
When do you go to a basketball game? How far in advance are you pre-gaming for that basketball game? Because you got to think of the football. You're out there tailgating, then you go to that's all included.
You go into the club early. You
And then
stay
you can't
late
even
too.
you can't even remember what's going on in the club because you're tailgating at my spot the whole time, and I'm force feeding you Fireball.
You're selling me on the football. Why are you doing?
Because I could do the same thing, and you could be sitting in section 1 with us dumbasses the whole time.
Yeah, that's
Save
true.
your money.
Save your money. Save your money.
He literally
Final
said it's
coin
free,
bank.
though. He literally said it's
Oh
free,
my
so
God.
It is free. I'm choosing West Stadium Club for football.
Fine.
me as well.
All right. Best chicken wing flavor.
Asian Zing from Buffalo Wild Wings.
Asian Zing from Buffalo Wild
I
Wings.
love Asian Zing. Or spicy garlic.
It's a classic traditional buffalo for me. Maybe on the spicier side. It's just there's nothing that beats a buffalo wing to me.
Yeah. I mean, that's not there's really no wrong answer here, but I think the most consistent what you're going to get, I think garlic parm is an unbeatable flavor.
Yeah.
Did you just throw up in your mouth?
Oh, yeah.
On
Matt
that?
doesn't like cheese. Remember?
Oh, that's right.
Garlic parm.
Next.
The fucking cheese. I forgot. No, but garlic parm, it goes well on breaded wings. It goes well on all the sides that can come with wings. Good for dipping. I'm going to go with garlic parm. I think that's an unbeatable flavor. It's very consistent throughout
It's pretty good. I think of garlic parm better on like a chicken tender than like a traditional wing, though. Because you want that sauce, man.
Garlic parm is like the Stetson of sauces, and Asian Zing is like the Yukon. And we saw what the Yukon did to the Stetson. So
I don't know where you're getting that rationale. That's
disagree.
Oh my God.
No, wrong.
Losers.
All things being equal, would you give up Cincinnati, UCF, and West Virginia to the ACC and add 1 to 3 Mountain/West Coast schools to become more geographically aligned?
I want to trade Cincinnati. If anything, I would add more East Coast teams and get rid of some of the West Coast teams.
Who's the West Coast teams we could add?
Cal, Stanford.
Who the hell are we adding? Does it mean
Oregon State, Washington State?
Are we pulling USC, UCLA, and Oregon? Or are we
No.
San Diego
I
State?
think you have to think like parity with the Big 12, so ACC, which is Cal, Stanford, SMU, or parity with the Pac-12, which is Oregon State, Washington State.
You know what? After a year, I've enjoyed the discourse with those two schools, and I feel like it's in our best interest for our friend Dolly that we love UCF in the conference. And you know what? I enjoy UCF being in the conference, so I'm fine with UCF and Cincinnati and West Virginia.
I would actually, now that I think about it, I would send Cincinnati to the Sun. I would throw their whole fan base and everything about them into the Sun. So, yeah.
The Atlantic Sun is the conference, actually, or the Sun Belt.
Yeah, okay. I would send them that way.
Fun Belt.
I'd send them that way. Maybe okay, let's think about it. If you couldn't get the USCs and the UCLAs and all that stuff and go California, would you think about adding like a Colorado State?
No, fuck no. No.
That'd be fun.
No. Colorado State isn't even competitive in the Mountain West.
No.
And they have all the resources in the world. They are like Colorado State. If I had to compare them to a team in the Big 12, Colorado State is like the Iowa State of the Big 12 for the Mountain West.
What's that mean?
They haven't won a conference championship either.
They never compete. They're like, when they are good, they get a couple good wins against marquee opponents, but they're never in the conversation for like conference championship, college football playoff. They're never even remotely anywhere in the conversation. They have resources. They're not in like a bad location or anything. I mean, it's dumb that they're not better than they are.
I agree. But what I'm saying is you add that to give them Power 5. Okay.
Don't yell at me, Dad. No. It takes away. It adds nothing. Adding Colorado State adds literally nothing.
I think it's a push with Cincinnati because I don't think Cincinnati has showed anything in football. They definitely didn't show really any heart in basketball. I think they're a middling program. So I think they
made a college football playoff like 2 years ago.
Yeah, they gamed the net basically by just beating the hell the net of
And
football by
extends
just
to CFP now. Dude, Colorado State football is like the most mid thing you can possibly imagine. Their all-time record in football is a 468 record.
Okay, let's not pull all-time records for football.
Dude.
That's bad.
No, but their all-time record is worse than K-State's all-time. Like that's you do not want to add Colorado State to the conference. They mean nothing. They add nothing.
Okay.
They are meaningless, and they have never been relevant outside of playing K-State in a bowl game. Like,
Look, they don't call Chef Yormark, all right? They call him Chef. He ain't adding shit to the Big 12.
I've got some things, when I was a regular on the Bosco's Boys program, I had some, wild theories about conference realignment. And I've got some notes in my phone about how I thought conference realignment would shake out. And I'm basically right on par with it. They called me crazy back then, but what do they call me now? I'm a visionary. I've got the notes. I'll pull them up. I'll share them. When that day comes, I'll share them. And this was before Texas and Oklahoma. What was that?
Visionary?
Yeah, for sure.
Bro.
Oh my God. Technically, our win percentage is worse than Colorado State's is, but we have 30 more wins in football than they do.
Oh wow, we did it.
So yeah, it's a 468 to a 461. Their bowl record is 6-11, and ours is 12-14.
Bro.
Go.
Why don't we just add Idaho so we can play in a dome for the Big 12?
The Vandals. Next. S&P 500 index fund or put all my retirement into crypto.
All right. My dad is a recently retired financial advisor would tell you.
Sounds like it.
You should not be putting any retirement into crypto. But, Scott, if you really need some advice, I'm sure, my dad listens to Bosco's Boys. I'm sure he'll give you a free, 15-minute session to make sure your finances are in order.
My father-in-law, also a financial advisor, retired, semi-retired, so to speak. He would say to put all of your money in like commodities and gold.
Okay. Maybe listen to my dad first.
Ken, big gold fan.
My dad and father-in-law, not financial advisors. I say put it all in your mattress. And just sit on it, baby.
Inflation will increase the value of those dollars, but not actually.
Just make sure there's no house fire or anything, or then you're really screwed.
Oh, my God. If you could add any former K-State football assistant to the current staff, who do you choose? Raheem Morris.
James Franklin.
Two great answers.
I mean, James Franklin,
head coach of the Atlanta Falcons and head coach of Penn State. Come on, what do you got, Chef?
I mean,
Chef's
you guys
gonna be like Mo Lattimore,
Jim Wolford, Eric Wolford, whatever his name is.
What's the Fabris? What's the
John
Fabris?
Jack Fabris.
Jack Fabris's dad. Give me John Fabris coaching DNs.
Oh my God, is that actually your answer?
You guys took the best ones. I mean, you would want to replace the
Scott Frost.
Ooh, give me Brett Bielema.
Oh, Rex Ryan,
Bob Stoops, Mike Stoops. You've got so many options.
Give me the. Well, you guys took
Mark
the best
Mangino?
ones. You guys took the best ones of color, and that's where my lane
Brent
usually
Venables?
is. So, you guys
Mo
stepped on my
Lattimore.
toes. We already said that one. I'm going Brett Bielema.
Brett.
Coach tight ends.
What is your number one wish list for the men's basketball team in #portal season?
Specifically, I would say the Mayo kid. That would be awesome.
OJ?
Not OJ. OJ's boy. What is it? Zeke? is it Zeke Mayo, South
Zeke,
Dakota State
yeah.
transferred. I don't know. He's a Lawrence native. I think KU is probably going to nab him up, but if not, would love to see him in purple. And then what's the big guy? The big guy from Oklahoma State that just I don't know if he.
Garrison.
Yeah,
Garrison?
give me Garrison.
Really? Okay.
He would be
First
my. He
offense
would be.
transfer.
He would be my number one. I think he is a absolute unit. He can shoot the mid range. He absolutely cooked us. So give me him. He would only be a true sophomore. Yes, or a redshirt sophomore. One of the two. But he would be an absolute unit, and I think he'd be a stud, dude. Him and they would work perfectly together. Him and DNG, David Gasson and him. David Gasson slash into the basket, him kind of that mid-range pop to stretch the 5. Give me that. And he crashes boards.
I'm going to pick a guard. I'm going to pick Doug McDaniel, the Michigan guy.
I'm just nervous about his height, man. No offense, but like just in relation to the rest of our team, we're just going to be, if we have him, he's 5'9". Day-Day's maybe 6'1". David Castillo's maybe 6'1".
Have you heard of Marquise Noel?
No, I'm not saying that. But when Marquise Noel was on the floor, there was plenty of size around him.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to probably be playing 3 guards next year. And if you're playing 3 guards and they're all 6'1", we're in trouble.
I don't disagree. I think guard is like the most important position we could be looking for right now. And from what I've seen from him and some of his highlights, I think he would be a really good fit. But I also imagine if we got him, there's a couple other fits that I think we would need for him to be more successful too. So I'm going to go with Doug McDaniel.
Doug McDaniel was going to be my answer. So since you took that, I'm going to say Layden Blocker.
Hey, okay. See, now
Blocker.
Layden Blocker.
He's a little unproven, but I think he fits into the mold of like a combo guard.
And we recruited him before. He was one of Tang's first recruitments.
Hey, do you want to guess this past season what his 3-point percentage was?
Probably in the 20s.
Over 30?
11.8.
Lovely.
Not great.
Jeff has a better 3-point percentage than this guy.
How many minutes did he average, though, per game?
He averaged 13 minutes a game.
Okay, that's not great then.
Honestly, I'd be one of the if I was left alone, the way Kaluma or Carter was left alone in the corner most of the time, I would shoot 58% from 3.
No, that's 5.8.
No, 58. I would clear 50% of the threes that I had.
That's interesting. Okay. Has the fat shaming of Thick Willie gone too far?
I don't think we're shaming him. I think
I didn't even realize there was fat shaming.
No, I didn't think No, we're not. We're not fat shaming.
I prefer Thick Willie.
I prefer Thick Willie as well.
Yeah,
I think we could maybe use some more days, like leg days at the gym potentially, so he can have some tree trunks to complement those thick, juicy biceps that he has. But man, Thick Willie is fantastic.
Thick Willie's elite. There was also a thread started that we should have a female, and I'm all for a BBW Wilhelmina. Give me a nice voluptuous cat head mascot.
I would also like a Willie of color.
Oh,
every Willie is white, and that seems a little strange.
It does. It is. It's we're pushing it into the West Virginia Mountaineer territory.
Yeah.
Notre Dame even cracked out a black leprechaun, so I'm all for Willie being of color. A Native American Willie. Get it everywhere.
Was the black leprechaun the one that they saw on the roofs in Alabama in the viral video from like 15 years ago?
I don't know where this is going. I haven't heard of that. But I would love.
You would know.
I would love a rainbow coalition of Willies that we had, and of all sizes, and all genders. Let's just get the gambit out here.
Let's just do it.
We're a Marxist university anyway, so
We are. No, you know exactly what leprechaun I'm talking about, and if you look in the chat with your mute button on, you'll
it's
see the
not
video.
on.
But if Tang was hypothetically going to take another job this offseason, would you rather sign up for 3 years of sober Bob Huggins or let things play out however Gene sees fit? So if Tang goes
Sober
to
Bob
Louisville,
Huggins.
would you rather just Gene call it, or sober Bob Huggins says, "Hey, yeah, I'll come back for 3 years"?
Okay, the real question is how, I mean, of his career, how often was he sober? Probably 0, right?
I think maybe just the year.
Jeff's got a great point there. We don't know.
The year
I
at
think-
K-State, I think he was sober.
Okay,
Or
let's
close
say
to it.
98% of his career he was not sober. Is it because he got so long in the tooth that the drunkenness became a problem? Because, you know, I don't know. I don't know if I want a sober Bob Huggins.
Ah, that's a good point. Is he as good of a basketball coach sober than not sober? I'm going to say no in general, but
I've got a Huggins plug. I might ask. I might just see.
Okay.
oh god.
Yeah.
I love a good plug. But, you know,
Look, I'm not hiring Bob Huggins. I'm Gene. I'm not hiring that guy.
No,
Okay.
definitely not.
Amir Abdur Rahim,
where's he at? Is he at Wake Forest? No.
USF.
USF.
Oh,
He used to
that
be with
guy.
it. He used to be with the Atlanta Hawks.
Nope. Oh, yes, correct.
Yeah.
He
was a
coached
solid-
Kennesaw State.
It's cut from the same cloth as Lon Kruger then.
Okay.
Lon.
Okay.
Or maybe we should hire Lon back. Do we want
Lon
3
was
years
an
of sober
Atlanta
Lon Huggins or Bob Huggins?
Lon.
Oh, Lon Kruger or Bob Huggins.
Bob Kruger.
We
Lob
just meld them
Lob
together.
Kruggins. Lob Kruggins for head coach.
But what's the track record? What's the track record for Gene Taylor? We got Tang, who would be
Kleiman.
leaving under his own accord, and then Kleiman, Bruce.
He hired the volleyball coach.
Didn't he hire Bruce?
No.
No, fuck
Curry
no.
hired
No,
Bruce.
no, that was Curry.
And Curry hired Mehdi.
Curry also hired women's soccer.
Dabini.
Gene
hired the volleyball coach and Pete Hughes. And Tang. And Kleiman.
Okay, so I mean he's batting around like 75%.
Personally, I believe if Tang left, they would probably hire Ulrich.
Ulrich.
I think they would take
Uric Malagy.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
It's been a day.
Oh, Uric Malagy. Yeah.
Uric.
I don't think they would. I don't think they would promote within. I don't think they would promote.
I think they would.
I don't think there's no chance.
No
I think
chance.
Yeah, I think obviously Tang's bringing his staff with him. Or was he just going to, take his B team that he assembled his A team for this gig? He's going to go do a different job and take a B team.
Here's the deal, though. Malagy's associate head coach, and he took this title he left Texas to come to K-State to not only be with Tang, but also to have an associate head coach title. So he would be the shoe-in to be the promotee, if you will.
I'm just saying.
I don't think so. I
think he would have a high. I think he would be. I don't know.
It's the Chris Lowry of the staff.
Yeah. Chris Lowry.
He's more so the Brad Underwood, not the Chris Lowry. Okay, we are done with Scott's questions. We've gone through every single one.
Love you, Scott.
The next one comes from Zach Zumwalt at ZZ Zumwall. Avery, overrated, underrated, or perfectly rated by the K-State fan base? I think my answer is a little more nuanced than just overrated or underrated.
I think because he added the part with by the K-State fan base, I'm going to say a little overrated.
I was going to agree with that.
I think he's been a little overrated. Not that he doesn't deserve any of the, accolades, the betting odds, and all that stuff. He's played maybe 2 full games.
Look, I believe our fan base thinks he's the second coming of, I don't know, Lamar Jackson and Johnny Manziel and like guy who's going to win the Heisman. He could be. He could be. But I think right now we have to kind of see him lead a team, and not just through a bowl game, but like the entire, at least the start of the season. I'm going to say just a little bit overrated by our fan base. But
I think we're leaning more. I think I'm leaning more towards he's almost perfectly rated, but it is starting to drift into overrated hype. He hasn't done any. I mean, realistically, he hasn't done a whole lot, and I think he can, and I think he will. But as of right now, I think he's drifting towards the overrated side, and I hope I'm proven wrong.
I think expectations and ratings are different, and I think the expectations the fan base is setting on him are a little extra. Maybe. And they need to temper their expectations. But I think as far as like when you're rating someone, I think you're looking at their performance to date. And I think he's appropriately rated as far as his performance to date is concerned. But I think the expectations are like off the charts. And I think people need to like, I've always taken the approach of like, I want to try to temper my expectations so I don't disappoint myself because I was a Chiefs and Royals and Cats fan for so long in my life that I've learned to do that. And anything above that is gravy. Right. So that's the approach that I take. But
I think what my expectations were for this coming year is like a 3,000 yard season would be ridiculous. Like would be
great.
And the Heisman, which some people are, talking about him being involved in, you got to be close to like 4,000 yards. Like you got to be pushing the envelope a lot because like these guys are throwing for 3,500 yards and rushing for 500 and with 50 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. I don't think he's going to get to those numbers, even if he does lead us to those playoffs. But a high expectation season for me is like a 3,000 yard season. And I think people are kind of, skipping that step and going into Justin Fields kind of, college Dwayne Haskins kind of seasons.
I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard that I don't really have I don't have as much of an opinion on it until we get to the start of the season. I'm just excited. I'm excited to see him play. I'm excited to see him play.
Yeah, me too. Best road game to tie into a vacation this upcoming fall. I think the shoe-in answer is Colorado, but
Houston. Because there's so much to do in Houston.
You can go to the beach.
You can enjoy some great food. And I don't know how good Houston's going to be. I don't feel like they're going to be great in Big 12 play this season. So it might be a win too. And we might have a pretty good fan base from Texas that's going down for it too.
I mean, for me, I think the obvious answer, you guys said Colorado. I think it's Tulane.
New Orleans.
Go to New Orleans for a vacation, south, hit up Bourbon. I think that's a fun activity. People go to New Orleans just to go to New Orleans. Now you have a K-State football game on the road, which is early in the season, so a lot of expectations still going to be intact. A lot of hype for that game. So I think it's Tulane. I think it's a Tulane game. Hit up Bourbon Street, get absolutely shit-faced, and then, have fun on Saturday.
Love it. Next question from our Bucavist, Russ, our friend Russell.
Shout out to Russ.
Does Matt miss me?
Hell no.
Hell no. JK. All right, Russell. You know what, Russ? If you listen to this show and you hear this answer, you will reach out to me. But you know what, Russ? I do miss you. I'll see you in Kansas City soon. Next question.
I miss Russell too.
Never met him.
At 1012 Network, have you all adopted at Cowgirls softball as your Big 12 softball team yet? No, I don't watch softball because we don't have a team and I don't plan for it. I need the mental break and it's hockey season.
I'm just looking up the rankings. Is Oklahoma State?
I like to
They're
just
like
be
top 4 in the Big 12.
I like to just be a neutral bystander for sports that like I have, like women's soccer. Like I'm a K-State fan through and through, but I just like watching, if it's on, I'll root for K-State, obviously. And softball is basically I'm in the same realm of my sports fandom where I want to root for the team that I have interest in, but Oklahoma State, I don't know. I've never really watched an Oklahoma State cowgirl softball game, so I don't know if I could be interested in that.
The Big 12 rankings. So Oklahoma's number 1, Texas is number 2, Oklahoma State's number 10.
Huh?
Oh no, that's the NCAA rankings. And then Baylor's 21st, Kansas is 24th. So Oklahoma and Texas. So I guess I'll pick Oklahoma State as my softball team because it's not Oklahoma or Texas.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I guess you have to. I guess that logic, Oklahoma State is our new team.
There we go. At the Triano Kid, our good friend Robbie Triano, are we still friends?
Yeah,
I would say, yeah.
Robbie, listen to the show and you tell us what game you want to go to, and we'll make it happen. But it's on you. If you want to come to a K-State game, you tell us what game you want to go to, and we'll figure out a damn ticket, and we'll get you in the stadium. But it's on you. Figure it out. Next.
We might even be able to crowdsource this. Like
we could crowdsource a ticket. I will figure it out.
But you have to listen to this pod and
but you have to listen to this show. And when you get to this point, you're going to be like, if you have not reached out to us, we're going to know that you didn't listen to the show.
Yeah, and that's bitch ass behavior. So no, we're not friends until you do.
BYU behavior.
Stop derfing. Stop derfing.
No soaking or derfing allowed on the premises. Connor Baltazar, our friend from the Aggieville Alley Cats, at Aggieville A-Cats and at Connor Baltazar.
Love.
Which newcomer are you most excited for in football, freshman or transfer portal?
Most excited for, I think just, historically, I would go Colorado. I think.
No. We're talking newcomer to the team.
Oh, shit.
Freshman or transfer portal. Think along the lines of a Dante Cephas.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to go Devin
That's
Rice.
your answer?
Because everybody's saying this kid at running back is like fantastic, so I'm picking him.
Okay. I mean, I haven't seen him. It comes from a good high school too. Is he Bishop Gorman? Yeah. So, I mean, that's not a bad choice. It's probably a good choice. I would go transfer. What if we went? I don't want to dead air this thing, but what have we heard about the Bates kid at D end? I haven't heard anything about Travis Bates. I thought he was gonna blow up, but I think he's just kind of the workman's workman. Freshman.
Oh no. Chef needs a little bit of time.
I'm excited for. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah. Give it to me. You got it.
Oh no.
Jaquise Spradley Demps.
Oh my God. Isn't it Jacques? Isn't it like Jacques?
No, I think it's Jaquise.
Oh,
dude,
is.
I just Can you not hear the pronunciation guide that I'm pulling up right now?
No,
No.
it is
This is
Jaquise.
him. This is him saying it
Yeah,
in his
it's
voice.
Jaquise.
Hold on 1 second.
Listening. Nothing.
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 Quiet. Damn.
I
Okay,
do
so
love Jaquise though.
it's not Jacques.
Jaquise
Okay, that's
Spradley
good.
Dempsey.
I was wondering, like, if you knew how to speak French.
Jaquise Spradley Demps.
Isn't it Jocks?
No, I look at that and I'm like, it's yacht. I would have never guessed it was Jaquise. I'd say Yachts. Look, anybody who's listening to this, they're gonna be like, I thought that was Yachts.
No, everybody knows it's Jaquise. We're all real fans
Jacques.
here.
Jacques Spradley Demps. Jaquise. It's Jaquise.
Yeah, it's definitely Jaquise. I'll go Dante Cephas. I think he could be a solid, maybe 2 longer receiver out there. Penn State transfer, Kent State, put up numbers. Shout out to Ohio MAC football. Let's go.
What are your expectations for not Dante Cephas, Keegan Johnson this year?
It's got to be higher. Has to be higher.
I'm not making any predictions on him.
Okay.
Let
me rephrase the question. Who's the 1, 2, 3 wide receiver room right now? Gun to your head.
Cephas out wide, Keegan out wide, Jason the slot.
Okay.
Really?
That's the 3, but I think we're going to be running a lot of 2 wide receiver sets. I think unfortunately for the wide receiver, I think we're going back closer to what we saw with Courtney Messingham than we saw with
Really?
Yeah. I think we're going to be a tight end school. I think we're going to be of the Iowa, but with actually an offense. I think we're going to be running a lot of those formations.
So not Iowa then.
I don't know.
Not Iowa, but of Iowa-esque. A lot of maybe even Iowa State of the 2019-20 seasons.
Has Iowa ever had a quarterback as lucrative as Avery Johnson?
Iowa?
I don't know. I'm a big Spencer Petras fan, so.
What was the one guy that went to New York that
Cade
one year?
McNamara?
No, what's the one? He was the black quarterback they had, Banks or something like that. It was like 2000.
What?
That went to the Heisman? He was a Heisman guy?
Yeah. Iowa had a Heisman.
I didn't think Kirk Ferentz was allowed to recruit.
That's Seneca Wallace, and he played at Iowa State.
No. There was
and he only won 9 games.
And he only won 9 games.
There was a black quarterback that went to New York as an Iowa quarterback.
Like they played Rutgers or like.
I'm gonna look it up.
Oh my God! Next.
God damn. So this kind of goes back to a question we've already answered. Where will Avery Johnson rank among all-time K-State quarterbacks when his career is done, assuming he meets the expectations that you have for him, whatever those expectations may be?
Oh no!
Top 3.
You're gonna have to do that question for me again. I was looking it up. It was Brad. Hold on, Brad. Focus.
Brad Banks.
Focus up.
He made it on the Heisman.
Yeah, he was
floating head on.
He was. He played quarterback for the Iowa Hawkeyes, winning the Davey O'Brien Award and finishing as runner-up for the Heisman Trophy.
I didn't realize Ferentz was allowed to recruit.
What year? What year was this?
He was born in 1980, so he was
okay. So 1998.
No.
2000.
No, he was a senior that year, so he won it in 2002. So 2002 is when they had a Heisman quarterback at Iowa.
I was too busy watching Al Roberson.
He was pretty solid too.
Interesting.
2002.
Where will Avery Johnson rank among all-time K-State quarterbacks?
My God, that was the question.
Assuming he meets the expectations you have for him, whatever they may be.
Oh man.
Okay.
I will put him in the same echelon as like a Colin Klein, a guy who made it. I mean, he was a top 3 Heisman guy.
Well, that's like the second best quarterback of our lifetime.
Top 3 is what I said. Top 3 if he meets the expectations I have for him.
Yeah, I would say that. I mean,
okay. So here's what I like that reasoning. That's smart. So this is where I'm at with it, because I was saying for a long time that Will Howard was going to be the kids growing up that's like 9, 10, and 11. Will Howard is going to be their favorite quarterback and the best quarterback that they've known. So that they could ever remember watching. So if Avery Johnson wins games, which I mean he has a 9-win season under his belt technically. I mean kinda. He puts up numbers that I think he could be 2-3. I don't think there's no way he could pass up Bishop unless he actually wins a Heisman. But the thing I'm thinking is that he's going to be a winner. And if he's going to the playoffs for the next 2 years, he wins a playoff game in Manhattan, it's going to be spicy to think that he's not up there. And the thing about winning at the quarterback position and you put up numbers and you are you're an NIL darling, you're all this stuff, he's going to be on the face of and in the minds of everybody across the country, in my opinion. So it's going to be hard not to put him 2 or, I mean, like you said, above Colin Klein is possible if he's putting up, let's say this sophomore year, he puts up 3,000 yards. That's 700 yards rushing, 2,300 passing. He has 20 passing touchdowns, 5 interceptions, another 10 rushing. That's 30 and 5 to turn over. I mean, that's insane for a sophomore. And then his junior year, which I don't think he's making it to his senior year if he fills out frame wise. I think he has all the talent in the world to be a quarterback that leaves early to be a day 2 pick or whatever, or day 1. Who knows? But I don't think he's going to be here longevity wise, because it's unfortunate for Michael Bishop that he was a 2-year guy for us, but he was such the star for him. Just shined. It just emanated off of him, and now that's far enough removed that he's folklore status that you can't really even argue because his numbers were from a different generation. And so you can't really argue stats. He's just kind of an enigma that, he was Michael Bishop and, they didn't have to throw for 3,000 yards and he could throw 15 interceptions in a season or whatever, which I don't think he ever did, to be honest, but
yeah.
So I'm going to say, I'm going to say 2 or 3. I would probably lean towards 2 if everything happens the way I think it's going to happen with winning and playoffs and all that shenanigans.
And here's the deal too. Coach True, strength and conditioning, that dude, like the pictures that are coming out of Avery Johnson right now from spring, he's looking thicker. Like he's got some arms. He's not like 150 pounds soaking wet anymore. So I think if he meets the expectations that I have for him, he'll be top 3.
Mm-hmm. I think that's easy because, I mean, realistically, I had
potential.
Will Howard and Skylar Thompson like getting close to that.
And passing yards wise, Jake Waters is number 1 right now.
Right.
So it's not, I mean, like, it's not like you have to beat.
Oh, you muted yourself. You muted it. You muted yourself. You muted yourself, Bob.
Oh no.
It's not like you have to pass Patrick Mahomes as the passing yards leader for your institution, right? So I think it's very, very attainable for him to be a top 3 quarterback.
It's the thing about it is this top 3 list, because we're arguing with people from the generation of the mid 90s. That's who we're in the early 2000s. That's who we're arguing, and Colin Klein, because we're talking about Roberson, Bishop, Klein. That's who we're arguing with. Statistically, you can't argue with those because Bishop doesn't have the numbers to even stack up with Jake Waters or Skylar Thompson. So you're just talking about his star, what he meant to you, what he did, what winning. Obviously, winning to me is the most important thing because if he's winning and he's putting up numbers, it's kind of hard to argue that Avery Johnson isn't the best. And he hasn't even got to that point. But like, let's say he does, because that was the question.
The criteria is more so around like statistically, can you match some of those top 5 quarterbacks? Awesome. Right. If you can, that's great. But it's more the accolades than it is the statistics of like Big 12 championship, MVP of a Big 12 championship game, winning a New Year's Six Bowl. Like those are the types of things that you have to be able to accomplish to even put you above like Colin Klein. If you win a New Year's Six Bowl, you're above Colin Klein in my eyes. If you win a New Year's Six Bowl and a Big 12 championship, you've done more technically than Colin Klein did accolades wise, outside of being a Heisman finalist. But if you do those two things, you're probably a Heisman finalist, right?
I would say so. I mean, that's the thing. You're arguing your heart and a piece of paper. Like the piece of paper is going to say Michael Bishop shouldn't be on anybody's list, or Roberson shouldn't be on anybody's list.
Jake Waters, number 1.
But your heart, you're talking your heart. That Michael Bishop was when I was, I was 8 years old when he was scrambling around. I remember that. That was when I first started liking football. So Michael Bishop is going to be my guy. And then then Colin Klein was when I was in college. I was I was just out of college, but I was rooting for him because that was my squad. I could argue with people. So Avery Johnson, when I'm a grown man and I shouldn't be caring about football like I do, he's going to be the man. And I'll be loving every second of it.
So the next question comes from D.A. Lukes. Realistic baseball expectations.
They're hot.
Hosting a regional in the NCAA tournament.
This is after, 2 weeks ago we were talking about this, and they were on that tough stretch in the Southeast where they lost back-to-back games to Tennessee and Clemson. Now they are in the top 25, and they are one of 2 teams in the Big 12 in the top 25. It's them and Oklahoma.
And I had said, you had asked a question a while back about who would be, what's the expectations if you took Neighbors off the team. And now he's back and we're winning. And the team is starting to, come into form. The pitching has found its way like I thought it would. Like it just takes a while for these college pitchers to get acclimated and get going. And we've got our rotation. We're hitting the ball. We're timely hitting. I mean, how many 8th innings are we putting up like 5 runs? It's beautiful to watch. And I think Matt's expectations is right on the money. If you're hosting a regional, that is tough. Let's go.
Great. That's great. Next question from Mandy Marchesini. Favorite moment from the K-State 2023-24 sports season so far? Mine's going to be the eating and consumption of the edible mascot and all the memes around it for the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Damn,
because the memes, and as a recovering Catholic myself, the amount of times that people were comparing, like putting the Pope, like had the Pope with the communion, and it was just like the memes were just so fresh. So good.
I think Pop-Tart Bowl is going to lean into that a little bit next year. He's going to be born again. And it's going to be pretty awesome. I think he's going to rise from like a maybe even back through the toaster. Who knows? But yeah, damn, that is a tough moment. That was super fun. That was when we got Avery full time. The basketball season, is there really anything to compare?
KU, yeah. I would also put, I think the Iowa State game too.
That was great.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we kind of were like already down in the dumps. Man, if not to even be even more down in the dumps, but if we would have freaking won that snow game versus Iowa State, that would have been my number one easily. That would have been my number one easily. A freaking blizzard, 4 foot of snow, and they're out there playing. If we could just tackle Abu Sama one fucking time, that would have been plastered all over, man. That would have been my background of my phone forever.
I'm
damn
picking
it.
the K-State basketball game.
I'm going Pop-Tarts Bowl with Matt eating the edible mascot. I think that's so funny. It's so fun. It is so K-State.
Yep. Last question, and then we're done, and then that season is over. Danny Collins, what would you drink if you couldn't have Fireball, Matt?
Water. What would I drink if I couldn't have Fireball? What's good to take a shot of? Rumplemans?
The fuck
Really?
is that?
No, maybe.
Really?
What is that?
It's like a minty shot. No.
It's like peppermint schnapps.
Yeah, that could be good. Take a
You're
shot
taking-
of.
take
What
a
about
shot.
like maybe like Screwball?
Okay.
How about just straight Viaca, like straight vodka?
No,
Just-
not Viaca. No, not Viaca. No,
Mm,
no.
I mean, there's a lot of options here.
not
I mean,
Viaca.
water's the safest choice, right? You're not going to get fucked up with water.
I've got PTSD from Viaca.
Well, same.
Kahlua?
Okay, no, you've lost all credibility, Chef.
Kahlua.
I mean,
You don't
does it
like an
have to-
espresso martini?
You're not taking a shot of Kahlua.
Why not?
like
It's
taking
like
a shot
saying,
of
"Oh, I'm going to take a shot of
creamer.
Bailey's."
Yeah,
Look at
what's
this.
wrong with that?
taking a shot of creamer. I'm gonna get into my fucking vanilla creamer in the
Fuck
morning.
yeah, dude.
Oh my god, no,
Fireball is
I-
just like sugar water with cinnamon in it.
no.
Yeah, that's true.
If you
That's
get it at the
true.
gas station, that's what it is.
Dude,
But
fuck the gas station.
If I had to drink something, which I'm not, I usually don't do, I'm going for like a rum or something. I prefer rum. So I'm a rum
Malibu?
guy. Malibute? Ooh, that's
I thought you were
dope.
gonna say. I thought you were gonna say Malort. Actually.
Malort.
What is that?
You don't know what Malort is?
Oh
No.
no.
Oh no.
I'm gonna buy you a shot of it the next time I see you. Actually,
Okay.
you're gonna
I
love
would
it.
also require
You're
them
gonna
to have
really
it.
enjoy it. Going down the gullet.
Dude, we're gonna have so much fun when we meet up.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's gonna be terrible.
Dude, what a fun season. Season 2 in the books. I think season 3 we're gonna have things.
Oh,
We're
man.
gonna have things dialed in. We got backing, we got community, we got all kinds of stuff on the horizon.
That's
This is-
true.
hopefully we can hang on to Matt for another year.
Where do you think I'm going?
Matt-
I don't got any other offers. So. I don't
If
see
people-
Sirius
Coach came
XM
to
reaching out to
Louisville.
me about a job. So
If people are still listening to this, I just want, shout out to the people, shout out to the Coke heads. I appreciate everybody that listens, and we have fun with this as like a little side night hustle that we just, like to talk shit and hang out with each other. So it's fun that people even think about listening to us do that.
Yeah.
We
Any
love
final
you.
words, Matt?
I don't got any other than go Cats, and I love you all.
Yeah, I agree. I want to thank everybody who listens to this. It's just kind of a crazy thing that people decide to spend their time listening to us talk about stupid shit like football and basketball, and also what our favorite shot would be to take. So just kind of crazy thinking about all of that. It's fun, hanging out with the two of you. I enjoy doing this on a weekly or semi-weekly basis, and it's just been a crazy year across the board. So I appreciate everybody. The support keeps us going. If anybody has any sponsors that they would like to invest in Cocaine Willie, please reach out to them and say, hey, I know a podcast that I like a lot, and I would like for you to invest those dollars in that podcast that I'm spending with you for your business. And with that, for all of us here at Cocaine Willie, thank you for listening to the show on your podcast feeds or watching us on YouTube. Do us a favor. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify podcast, leave us a 5-star rating and follow the show. If you're watching on YouTube, Give us a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, even if you're not a K-State fan. You can follow the show on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok, or follow us individually. I'm at Bob Trollsby. Fireball Matt's at Matt Marchesini, and Chef is at Chef Andre Napier. Chef,
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, baby.
we are all coke and no joke. Wildcat Country. Let's ride.
Season 2 finale to season 3.
Put it in the grave.
Okay.